Hey there, fellow adventurers! I am Sunshade, and today we're gonna finally talk about the new expansion, The War Within, which was just announced to drop on the 26th of August, only a week after the end of the WoW Remix event. Are you excited? I'm pretty excited. Here we also have a roadmap of how things are going to unfold with the release if it all goes as planned. Those players who have the Epic Edition of the expansion will have early access starting with the 22nd of August at 3 p.m. PDT, which is Pacific Daylight Time, and it translates into midnight CET, which is the Central European Time, with the actual launch of the expansion happening on the 26th of August at 3 p.m. PDT and midnight CET once again, if all goes as planned. Season 1 of the expansion is meant to go live on the 10th of September, along with the release of its first raid. I believe that there are still many things to be worked on by the time the expansion is released, and I hope that there is still enough time for the devs to go through them all. Until then, some of us have the beta testing available, and we try to test as much as we can and help improve the final iteration of the expansion before it goes live. And speaking of beta, let's talk a little bit about the things I managed to test out the past couple of days, and I specifically want to talk about the changes to riding, delves, a little bit about warbands, and our new hub. For the flying changes, dragon riding has been renamed into sky riding, as it no longer refers to dragons alone. Pretty much all, if not all of your flying mounts will be able to sky ride, and they are just a pleasure to soar with. I'm having the best of times with them, hats down to the animations team, I absolutely love it. The skywriting talents have also found a new home, and they can now be found in your mount journal, where they unlock as you level up. You will only need to pick them on your first character, and your alts will automatically learn the talents as they level up and unlock new skills. We will also have an extra button allowing us to choose between allowing a passenger or not, pretty much like we had to choose in Dragonflight, but now in a more convenient place. Another button that was added was a way to swap between dynamic and static flying, aka between sky riding and old school riding, just in case you prefer RP flying or just hovering over something. This, however, has a cast time, so you will need to dismount for switching. Druid forms will also be affected by sky riding, and as it is with all the other mounts, you will be able to swap between static and dynamic flight. There will still be glyphs scattered around the new areas, but at the moment they seem to only give achievements and not much else, as we no longer need them for gaining new talents. Or perhaps they will be used for the Pathfinder achievement, which doesn't state its requirements currently, but according to BlizzCon there will not be a reputation requirement attached to it. Other changes to riding seem to be related to how fast we will be able to ride or fly and what level it will become available. We will be able to get Journeyman riding as early as level 10 now, and instead of the good old 60% speed, we will be gaining 100% mounted speed. At level 20, we will already be able to fly with expert riding with 220% flying speed, and master riding will be available as soon as level 30 down from level 40, with the amazing speed of 420% up from 310 in static flight. This is also the maximum speed we will be able to reach with static flight. Skyriding will also become available as soon as we gain the flying skill, and is going to be 705% speed, with the Dragon Isle still being the homeland of dragons, thus having 830% maximum skywriting speed. Currently on the beta, at level 19 all mounts provide Journeyman riding, aka no flying. However, by mounting one of the Dragonflight riding mounts will allow you to fly. We shall see if this will make it into the live game or not. But enough about riding, let's talk a very short bit about our new areas. There is a total of 4 new leveling areas. The Isle of Dorn, which is on the surface of Khazalgar, will be the starting location for your leveling experience, and the new hub Dornogal is also situated there. The next areas are the Ringing Deeps, Hallowfall, and Ashkahet, and they all lie deeper and deeper underground, and access to them is gained by jumping down the rabbit hole here in the middle of our new main hub. Dornogal has everything you need from a hub, from banks, profession trainers, and crafting tables, auction house, the catalyst, and a trading post finally, gear vendors, and portals to Orgrimmar and Stormwind. Other new things that come with the new expansion are the hero talents you may have heard everyone talk about. I'm not going to go into them as things seem to change very fast and very often per each class, but I can mention that these are extra talents you will receive for your character. They will be in the middle of your talent window and they will unlock starting with level 71. You will be able to choose one of the two options of hero talents, and from there on out, you will not need to pick and choose, as by the time you will be level 80, you will have enough points available to unlock all the talents within your chosen option. The only thing you need to pick will be the choice nodes. Have fun testing out all the new cool stuff each class is getting, or, as usual, grab them off your preferred class guide writer or website. Moving on into the very cool new systems we are getting, like Warbands. What are they and what do you have to do? Well, less than before. If you are a one-character kinda guy, this won't really do much for you. However, more and more players these days enjoy making and playing 1, 2, or 20 alts, and the new Warband system will simplify things for them very, very much and help them not fall behind. And most achievements, progression systems, and teleports will now become account-wide. First of all, it looks very cool. We are getting a new character screen where you can pick your 4 favorite characters and have them all around a campfire. You can move around their positions, you can swap them out with other characters you want to drag into favorites, so on and so forth. But more importantly, you should know that the 4 characters are not your warband. Your entire account is your warband, regardless of realm and faction, but it will be limited to characters in one region, like NA or EU. After a couple of short introductory quests, you will be able to gain a Warband bank, pretty much a wormhole which you can summon anywhere, stick your hand in it, and open it up from any of your characters. This wormhole stays up for 10 minutes and it has a 4-hour cooldown, but it is reduced with more of your Warband characters using it. No longer will we need to have that level 1 bank alt in Orgrimmar or Stormwind, and no longer will we need to keep mailing things over to it, send gold over to our low-level alts, or mail reagents between characters. This new bank has it all covered. There are 5 tabs available, each of them having a bunch of slots, but buying them gets really, really, really pricey really fast. So maybe just use the first tab for starters if you're not bathing in gold. You will be able to deposit gold, reagents, and even some of the gear, potions, flasks, food, and you can even use the reagents in here for crafting stuff with your profession. And yes, you will now be able to share some of your gear with your alts. Some drops or rewards will be warbound until equipped, which means that the item will only become soulbound when you equip it, but until then, you will be able to send it over to your warband and maybe use it to gear up a scrappy alt which needs it more. Transmog will also go through some changes due to warbands, and by that I mean that we will be able to acquire a transmog appearance on items from a different armor type, excluding class-specific items however. Rolling for gear in raids will also be different when it comes to transmog rolls, as this change to appearances will allow any armor type player to roll transmog in raids. For example, I, as a warlock, will be able to roll transmog on a male headpiece that my hunter will be able to transmog into. The good part about this system, however, is that any male wearer rolling transmog on that male item against me as a warlock will have priority on said item. Basically, main armor user transmog rolls will always be higher than alt rolling on the same thing by default. I still foresee much drama and rage. There also seems to be transferable currencies within the warbands with our currency tabs, so again, things are being simplified for our entire accounts. Another pretty cool thing is the faster leveling you get for your alts when having a larger warband. With each new level 80 character you have, the faster your leveling to 80 will be on alts, up to 25% faster when having 5 level 80 characters into your warband. Other than these, most reputations will also be account-wide, so you won't lose your progress if you swap mains, and thus also the rewards will be available to all of our alts, along with brands, upgrades, and progress into the delves. But what are delves, you ask? Well, everyone seems to describe them differently, from scenarios to mini-dungeons to Torghast-style instances, and in reality it's pretty much a combination of all of these. As far as I can tell, they are a combination between a dungeon and Torghast, but a good version of Torghast, without the depressing colors and the chains and the tormented souls. We get spiders now. They are world content instances holding from 1 to 5 players, plus your trusty companion Brand Bronzebeard, where you don't have a loading screen upon entering, and you will need to complete various requirements to get your treasure at the end of the delve. They also reward player experience, but as far as I can tell based on beta testing, the experience is pretty low at the moment, so leveling through them may not be worth it if you want to reach max level fast, unless things change. As far as we know, there are 12 delves available throughout all the areas, with the talk of an extra hidden delve somewhere, possibly, maybe. They are also not the same every time you enter, depending on what's currently happening in the delve. Delves will also have various powers available to you, some of them being available by looting chests or by defeating mini-bosses. Kinda like Torghast, you know? There will be several tiers you will be able to choose from when entering a delve, and these will change the health and difficulty of the mobs inside, but also the rewards at the end, with the higher tiers being available only at max level, and you will need to do each tier at least once in order to unlock the next one. But thanks to Warbands, these should already be unlocked for your account once you go through them once with your first character. Brand Bronzebeard will accompany you in the delves, and you will be able to choose if you want him to DPS or help heal you by throwing helpful vials at you. He will also help you out by looting mobs, mining, herbing, or fishing, and throwing you whatever he loots, or perhaps only part of it, because he also participated and he deserves a share. You will also be able to unlock more abilities and 2 trinkets for him as his level increases through the delves, thus becoming stronger and stronger. The Great Vault will also now change, and the PvP row will be replaced by a world content option. Completing delves or other world activities will fill up your last 3 slots in the Great Vault, and the item level within them will scale based on the difficulty of the content. Now, besides the actual gear you can loot from delves, there will also be some really funky Transmog rewards you can either loot or buy with the delve currency. And last but not least, of course, a very cool new customizable mount. The Delver's Dirigible is an airship mount which you will be able to customize however you like, kinda like how you used to pick colors and spikes and different tail styles for your dragons back in Dragonflight. I personally think that all of these new changes are very cool and pushing the game in the right direction, especially when talking about the Warband system. It was long overdue in my opinion, and I am really happy that they found a way to implement it. But what do you think about these changes? Are you excited about the Warbands and the delves? About flying with your favorite mounts again? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with more WoW videos from this channel. We also made a new community Discord you can join if you would like to chat with other cool people around here or get in touch with me more easily, and it is linked in the description below. Other than that, you can always drop by and say hi when I livestream on Twitch. See you in the next one. Bye!